Oh, good evening, everybody. How are you doing? Everybody doing good out there? It is 8:09 p.m. here in Florida, and I'm going to be hanging out with you guys for about an hour. Yeah, so if you guys follow me on Twitter, we had some sad news. Basically, over the past few months, our little kitty cat, she was 13 years old, just a big bundle of joy. Cutest meow, so lovey-dovey. We had to say goodbye to her. So I am basically hopping on this stream as a distraction. And I appreciate the distraction, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to play some Battlefront 2. I'm going to shoot the shit with you guys, talk Ahsoka, and whatever else you guys want to talk about. So it's been a rough 20, almost 48 hours or so. It sucks, man. But welcome, guys. How is everybody doing? Oscar, Josh, Fetman, Ricky, Vince. Vince, thank you for this first super chat and channel support of the stream, man. I greatly appreciate that. I see that you can't stick around, but I'm always grateful and appreciative of that support, man. And it's always good to see a familiar face after all these years. Why did I just sound like... why am I blanking on his name? Buddy's elf dad in... Oh, who's the actor? Why am I blanking on his name? I just sounded like him for a second, where he goes, from time to time. I don't know. Anyway, guys, let's hang out. What's on your mind? Help distract me from the shittiness that's been going on for the past 2 days. I was very lucky that I woke up and let me turn the game volume down a little bit. So I woke up yesterday morning to go to work. Oh, yikes. And I went to work, and my wife called me at like 8:30 in the morning and said, Mags is not doing good. She can barely breathe. She can barely lift her head. And, we found out she had cancer about 2 months ago after they removed like a pretty sizable growth on her her mammary gland. And they tested it, and it turned out she had an extremely aggressive cancer, which had already spread, just went unnoticed. We didn't know. And then she was fine over the past 2 months, and then about 5 days ago, a week or so, we kind of noticed that she was getting very sluggish, and then she rapidly went downhill. And I was very lucky. I called my chief and I said, hey man, I got some family stuff I need to take care of, and he was absolutely cool about it. Let me go home. The engine was down a man. Let me go home for a few hours. We kind of worked something out, and got to be there. Which, it's a weird job because you miss out on a lot of stuff that is pretty important, but I was very lucky to be there. Anyway, let's hang out. What'd you guys think of this latest episode? I thought it was alright. The show for me is just so hit or miss. It's so hit or miss. Some episodes I love, and it's great. And some episodes I don't know why. I can't really put it into words why certain episodes don't really hit me. Like the action, especially in this show, really doesn't do anything for me. It's strange, and I don't know how to explain why that's the case. Very good at hiding their illness, so oftentimes by the time you notice something is wrong, it's too late. Sorry for your life. I appreciate that, Daniel. Yeah, that's what the vet said. There's really no way we could have known. It was interesting because, they say when cats are sick and stuff, they usually just try to hide and want to be alone. She basically jumped up on our bed like 3 days ago and never left our bed. She didn't try to hide. She would get down to use the litter box, and like as soon as she jumped down from the bed, she was so exhausted. She would have to like jump down from the bed and just, she would start panting and had to lay down for like 15 minutes before she caught her breath. And then she would walk to the litter box. Even in her last moments, she still used the litter box. I couldn't believe it. You didn't have to do that, little girl. You could have pissed all over my pillow. I wouldn't have cared. But god damn it, we miss her. And done a lot of crying over the past 48 hours, but she was great. Anyway. Distractions. I felt the episode had some Book of Boba Fett sluggishness with the action. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's a pretty good comparison. I don't really know. I'll have to think about. I might write a video about like the action in Ahsoka. There's something about it that feels. I don't know. It just doesn't feel. Maybe it's like, it's just not creatively shot. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's. I don't really know. Maybe it's like they don't seem that into it. I don't. Does anybody else get that, or am I kind of on my own here? I wish I could explain a little bit better why that's the case, but yeah. Yeah, Fat. I like Thrawn in this too. It's funny. This episode was they just showed exactly how he's a tactician. You know, it's like when you're reading about Thrawn in the Thrawn books. This is exactly what I pictured, like him over a map, just kind of playing chess. You know, yeah. But yeah. Ben, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Ben says, Greedo, I'm so sorry for your loss. Well, I appreciate that, man. I posted something on Twitter, Ben, yesterday, and I don't really ever get too personal on there. It's just a big goofy space where I shit post and, post the dumbest stuff imaginable. So I didn't really know what to expect, but, the outpouring of I don't know, support was for my cat, was incredible. So I was very grateful with all the kind words and wishes and all that stuff, But Ben, I greatly appreciate that channel support and the kind words tonight. And I hope you are doing well, man. I'm just glad I was able to be there. Shoot! How did I not get any credit for that? I'm with you, Jeremy. Jeremy says, I still can't believe how good Andor was. I don't understand it. I didn't even like Rogue One that much. You sound like me, my friend. Ouch. I've been playing a lot of Battlefront lately. Kind of missed it. It's fun getting back into it, for sure. Boom! Did that get anybody? A couple people? Nice. Nice. Alright, they're going to be coming to the right. Nope, left. Somebody, somewhere. What's up, Nick? Good to see you, man. Whoa! Come on, poke your head out. It's a good even match here, man. Come on in, come on in, welcome. Whoa, that's a lot of dudes.
We have the advantage.
I'm just gonna. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think Ezra is the live action Ezra is a solid portrayal. Oh, dude, Josh, I forgot C-3PO was in there. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, it was a good use. I'm usually one not to get excited for cameos and, you know, little stuff like that. But it kind of made sense that Leia would send her protocol droid to a meeting, you know, as a little ambassador for the politics of it all. It made sense internally. It didn't, to me, it didn't feel like a, hey, how you doing? This is, you know, remember this character? Remember this character? It certainly was that. But it didn't outright feel like that. I feel like it, you know, 3PO was tastefully used, and his use made sense rather than just being, you know, a cameo for the sake of a cameo. Exactly. Yeah, Nick. Yeah, good point. For sure. I kind of expected we would see that. I was pleasantly surprised when we did not. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're going out of town in 2 days. I'm excited, man. We're going to Austin, Texas. I've never been. Never been. Woo! Damn.
I can only imagine how amazing it would have been with you in returning for the role. I don't hate the Kenobi show, but I'm still disappointed.
Ah! Blow up. Oh, bummer. Mr. Ricky, good to see you, man. Thank you so much for the generous super chat and channel support this evening. I greatly appreciate that. Ricky says... One sec. Ricky says, part of me does wish that the writers for Andor were put onto Kenobi. Whoa! Bummer. Kenobi, I can only imagine how amazing it would have been with Ewan returning for the role. I don't hate the Kenobi show we got, but I am still disappointed by it. You know, yikes. Yeah, the Kenobi show is, to me, it was very forgettable. I still liked it better than the Book of Boba Fett show. But, you know, honestly, man, it's weird. There's not much that I remember about the show. I mean, there's certain things that I remember, but, like, overall, it just was a very forgettable show to me. You know, if you liked it, that's awesome. But, yeah, I mean, the Andor writing staff, the Andor production team, everything about that show was just top-tier quality. It was such a quality production in what we got, you know. And it does make me wonder if you know, we had that writing team or the visual team, everything about it, on other projects, you know, what would we have gotten? And that's not to say that that should always happen. I mean, it is an interesting kind of thought to have, but at the same time, you know, I do like the idea, because a lot of people didn't like the Andor show, and a part of me, you know, a big part of me is like, we need some variety. I understand that people aren't gonna like something like Andor. So, bummer. I thought I was going to get all three of them. So, yeah, I don't really, I would have to sit down and like hash out a script on why Andor works so well with me. I mean, I've talked about it extensively before in videos, but there is just something so much more elevated about the script, the dialogue, the way it's shot, you know, everything about that show that to me is just light years better than what we've gotten from other shows, even The Mandalorian. But yeah, man. Yeah, the shows, you know, they've been pretty hit or miss for me. I feel like Mando, Boba Fett, Kenobi, Ahsoka, those four shows feel so similar to one another. And yeah, they've kind of felt so similar to one another. Bummer. I got one. I got two. Parts of Kenobi looked like a fan film. Yeah, I agree. Shit, man. Parts of Boba Fett looked like a fan film. Parts of Ahsoka looked like a fan film. And I don't know if that's because of the volume thing that they use or what, but certain things definitely felt just kind of flatly shot, boring lighting. You know, if I was to go out in the back of my neighborhood in Atlanta where I grew up, and just had a camera and some people dressed up swinging some sticks. Like, it wasn't all that exciting looking, you know? I don't know. Which is, I mean, like, I like low-key stuff too, but I don't know. We're gonna have to really pull things together here to win this battle. Whoa. Oh, yikes. Yeah, Christian, like, I guess a lot of the projects that I'm talking about are Filoni projects. So I don't know. I'd like to think that the movies will look better, be better shot. I don't know. I don't know. But that is a wonder, a fear that I kind of have for sure. Aww. Minato Namikaze, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I greatly appreciate that. Minato says, financial articles are coming out saying that Disney stock is a quote-unquote sell-over. Concerns that Disney Plus will not become profitable by end of 2024. Thoughts? I've noticed that... this actually brings up something that I thought was kind of interesting. Well, I've noticed a lot of streaming services have started going to putting advertisements, commercials in the middle of shows and movies. That's something that I only recently noticed. Like, I guess Disney Plus has been doing that for a little while. What, like a couple months maybe? But like, you pay for the service and now you have to sit through commercials, which I guess it makes sense. That's kind of how, you know, cable was. But it's just kind of, you know, we went from this thing being, and this isn't just Disney Plus, this is all streaming services, but we went for things being, you know, affordable, relatively affordable, no commercials and stuff, and now like every streaming service has commercials for all of their movies and shows, and I don't know, it's interesting, and that brought up a thought that I had. Oh, one sec.
Compared to the last 3 eps. The action especially felt disappointingly tensionless, but I am digging the new Ezra. What do you think of Sabine's performance so far?
Mr. Nick, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Very generous this evening, man. Nice. Did we win? Did we win with my punch? Did we win that with my punch? Hell yeah. But yeah, what was I saying? So it's interesting. Like, it made me think that, you know, in the past, like if you watch an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, the commercials are built into the show. By that, I mean, you know, the show tells you when a commercial is coming up. The music kind of intensifies, the camera holds still on something that somebody said, and then dun 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 dun, you know, by Tide. Like commercials were built into the experience, like the build up, the tension before a commercial, the cliffhanger. Our streaming service, now, you know, streaming services for the past like decade haven't been doing that. They don't build in commercial, you know, tension or cliffhangers. They just tell the story. Are they going to start doing that again now that commercials are a thing in streaming services? I don't know. It's just an interesting thought that I had watching Ahsoka the other day. Because sometimes the commercials are just like in the middle of they're not strategically placed in terms of the show being built with commercials in mind, if that makes sense. You know, the bird logo. Oh, dude, I haven't changed this overlay in like 6 years. I didn't even think of that. You're the first person to bring that up. That's funny. But yeah, it is still crazy to me that now I don't pay attention to financial stuff that is not my own finances. So like company finances, Disney Plus finances, streaming service, you know what I mean? Like I don't even really pay attention to how well a movie does. Like I don't know, for whatever reason that kind of stuff has never really interested me that much, and I hope they're able to turn a profit. You said by the end of 2024. I mean, it would be great if the thing did make a profit, right? I mean, that would ensure better quality shows, more shows. Although it doesn't seem to have really hindered their creative process that much. One sec. I'm going to try to win the day here. I'm in a 6-player kill streak, and it ain't stopping here, he said before he died. Gotcha. But, and the commercial, you know, I'll still, we watch regular like Hulu Live with my daughter. My daughter watches a lot of Hulu Live, like, I don't know, Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network or whatever. And it's kind of, it's definitely a throwback because it's kind of fun because a commercial comes on like in the middle of a SpongeBob episode, and she gets to see like new toys that are coming out and things like that are available, you know? That's how, that's how we found out about new toys coming out. Oh, I want that Ghostbusters firehouse, you know? finances are important since it dictates what we will get more of. Oh, I agree. But it's not what interests me. You know, like, I have no control over it. I pay for streaming services. I get what I like. I'm the kind of person who doesn't stress or really think about things that are out of my control. Like, to sit there and look at a Disney Plus financial statement and like rack my brain over what they could do, or worry about maybe things, you know, not being made. I don't have the brain power for it, and I don't really pay attention to things that I don't have control over, or worry about things that I don't have control over, you know. Except for when I'm flying. I don't like flying. It's weird. I've only developed this dislike. It's not a fear. It's just like I don't know. This dislike of flying over the past, since my daughter was born, basically. I don't have any control over that, but I don't like it. But yeah, it's like with anything, right? Like finances for a sports team, or finances for a phone manufacturer, finances for I don't know, a tool manufacturer, whatever. You know, I have no control over it. I have no investment in it, you know. Ooh, that was lucky. Oh, that was not lucky. But yeah, Minato, I appreciate that, man. Out of curiosity, like, where is there a certain website or thing that you follow that you get all this information from? Like, where's your go-to? What's your go-to? Because I don't even really know where to begin to look for stuff like that. Oh no. Ah, bummer. Ricky and Mr. Nick, thank you guys so much for the super chats as well. Give me 1 sec. Let me focus for a second and help my team out. Yikes. Ouch. Alright. Ricky, thank you so much. Ricky says, did you see... Oop, wrong button. Did you see Simon Kinberg talk about his canceled Boba Fett film? No, no. Did this just recently pop up? I'm gonna Google this real quick so I don't forget. Let me pull up a browser. Alright, I'll just leave his up. Alright. No, I have not heard about this. I haven't. Was this recently? Yeah, because this is a really close match. No, I'm gonna keep that up. I'm curious. I'm curious, like, what details he went into and if there's any specifics, you know? Gotcha. All right, here we go. Final little What is going on with my sound? You guys hear that, or is it okay on your end? Because it is choppy as shit. Now it's better. Damn. Simon was working on it. It was a few weeks ago. No, I haven't seen this. Interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna... Was it in an interview, or was it... What was it? Alright, I'm gonna stick with this Wookiee. I'm not gonna run around by myself. One sec, guys. We got, gonna try to win this. Win this for the team. Oh no! No! Gotcha. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Oh. Ah, come on. Splash one. Following you, squads 00. Don't let me down. How are you doing? Alright. Alright. We gotta get into it, squad 00. Oh, no! Got flanked a little bit there. How about a long thermal detonator throw? Let's see. Let's see. Who you see? Get lucky. Oh, I got lucky! Hell yeah. Alright, we're gonna win this thing. I think. Hopefully. We just need one kill. Oh my god, there's fucking 3 depth troopers right here. Oh, barely won that. We won the last match by 2. We won this one by 3. Everything we've heard about canceled Boba Fett projects sounds so much better than what we ended up getting. Interesting. Yeah, I'm excited to give that a little read, for sure. Mr. Nick, Darth Nicholas, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support this evening as well. Nick says, this episode was a letdown for me compared to the last 3 episodes. The action especially felt disappointingly tensionless, but I am digging the new Ezra. What do you think of Sabine's performance so far? Yeah, I completely agree. I kind of talked about that at the beginning of this stream. The action in Ahsoka, I don't really know how exactly to go about talking about it, or how to express how I feel about it. It just maybe tensionless is a good way to point it, or put it. But it feels so just flat and uninterestingly shot, and especially in this episode, more so than the past episodes, I feel like. Is it just me? I mean, like when Sabine and Ezra are just kicking ass, tensionless is a good way to put it. I didn't feel any kind of tension. Like, you look at, I know this is a show. I know budgets are different. I know stuff like that. But when you look at like Snoke's throne room fight, oh, why am I lagging so much? When you look at Snoke's throne room fight with, Kylo and Rey, and then compare it to like the Ezra and Sabine fight in this episode, like the way those are shot. And I know everybody's like, the disappearing sword. Okay, I'm talking about the way it's shot, the movie magic of it all, right? The movie magic of it all. that had so much more weight and tension to it because of the way it was shot, because of the way it was choreographed. This just felt like a feather floating in the wind. So yeah, and it's not just that episode. It's like the whole show, the action in it, like the hand-to-hand stuff or even the gunplay. Tensionless is a good way to put it, for sure, Nick. Tensionless. But man, I'm lagging. Why am I lagging so bad? Weird. But no, I completely agree, Nick. Yeah, I like Ezra's portrayal too. But again, we haven't seen. I mean, we saw a lot of him in this episode, but yeah, the action that he was a part of left a lot to be desired for me. I like Sabine's performance in this. It's gotten a lot better. You know, when the show first started, oh no, am I gonna fall to my death here? When the show first started, I wasn't a big fan of. I mean, her portrayal is fine. I just wasn't a big fan of the acting, but it's definitely gotten better as the story, as the show's gone on. So yeah, I haven't been disappointed with that, really. I mean, the main thing is just the tensionless acting. I mean, not acting, the tensionless action. It's really, really done nothing for me. Even like the minefield stuff, they could have made that so much more exciting. But it wasn't. It wasn't exciting. It wasn't. There was no tension. There was no threat. I mean, it could have made it. I don't know. Ease of escape, ease of entry. I don't know. But yeah, I'll have to sit down and maybe write a script on my thoughts of this episode and the action in Ahsoka and all that stuff. Off the top of my head, off the cuff, it's kind of hard for me to really put things into words. I am way better at like sitting down with a script than I am just kind of free flowing with my thoughts in life in general. But I'll try this. I never use this power. Oh, punk. What are you doing back there, Admiral Assman? Admiral Assman, hiding behind a wall. I think that's what that said. Oh no. They came from behind. Oscar and Minato, thank you so much for the super chats and channel support. I greatly appreciate that. Give me 1 sec. Let me run and gun until my death here. Oh no! Oops. Click to my other monitor. Oscar, thank you so much. And Minato, once again, thank you guys. Oscar says, where could they take that Rey Skywalker film? What's her goal? What threat could she face? Personally, I'd like something akin to The Ninth Jedi. Man, I really don't know. Because you don't want more of the same, right? You don't want... another kind of clone of the Galactic Empire that was the First Order. As much as I liked it, you don't want to rehash that again for the third time, basically. Man, I really, man. It would have been interesting to, I mean, I hope it's a trilogy. I hope it's a trilogy and not just a one-off. I don't know if that's been announced yet. Is it going to be a trilogy or a one-off? But I really don't know. If there is a new Jedi Order Could it be about... Oh, golly. What I'm trying to think of, Oscar, is what a good threat. What a good threat would be. And I don't necessarily think it needs to be a big, like, galaxy, you know, sized threat, like the Empire or the First Order, you know, the Final Order. They could do something smaller with, you know, maybe some apprentices, Padawans that are God, I don't even know. Do you guys? I'm not an ideas man. Anybody out there have some good ideas? I have no idea what direction they could take this thing in to have a big bad or a big threat in the movies. Well, how about they just bring Palpatine back and clone him again? How about they bring back General Grievous? How about they bring back Darth Maul? How about they bring back every character that I like? Because it's the only thing that's good. Is what I like. Dark side cult. Yeah, something... I don't know. That is something that I'm going to have to think about for a few days. Like, just kind of ponder and let my brain wander about what kind of threat there could be in the Rey movie that doesn't feel like it's rehashed from something else, you know. To me, because to me that's very important. Like, I don't like things that are rehashed. I don't like seeing more of the same. It gets stagnant and boring when that's the case. So I'd want them to go way out there and try to figure something out. I don't know. And maybe it's not even... Yeah, there you go. Christian says like pirates or something like that. Yeah, I mean, maybe not by name, pirates, but it, like I said earlier, maybe it's just not a massive galactic threat. Maybe it's just small scale threats, you know. You don't need something that's going to make the sky fall to make an interesting story and build up tension, you know. Sometimes small scale stories, small scale threats, very individualistic, yeah, things could be better. That makes sense. Let's do a light speed lounge for like 15 minutes. You guys cool with that? Let's turn on some tunes and hang out. There we go. Alright. The absence of a Force user threat would be preferable for me. Yeah, I would agree with that. Something different. But yeah. Anyway, Oscar. I appreciate that. Yeah. I'll have to think about it. Minato and Caleb, thank you so much for the super chats as well. Sorry, I'm looking at a calendar. I'm trying to figure out, so no stream tomorrow. Probably do maybe I'll do a stream like late night tomorrow night. I'm off work. I didn't work today. I'm off the 28th, 29th, 30th, 1st and 2nd. So work. I'm off until October 5th. I don't have to go into work until October 5th. So I'm going to try, and then we go out of town on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I'm going to try to get some videos scheduled, and I'm going to try to do some really late night streams and stuff like that. But anyway. Minato, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Minato says, do you think Baylan will find the villain that Rey will have to face in her new movies? This would be a way to build up a new threat for the new era. I think this show is building up to, well, we only have one episode left in the series. And it's only going to be one season, right? It's only 8 episodes. Am I correct in saying that? I thought they would be building up more towards a lot of like obvious on-the-nose sequel trilogy, build-in, follow-ins, or whatever you want to call it. But it's that would make sense to me, Minato. Maybe not in this show, but in something else where a threat is acknowledged and realized and discovered. And all these things seem to be tying in together, It kind of seems like it's going to go that way. Again, maybe not in this show because we only have one episode left, but they can do a lot in one episode. Oh, there is going to be a second season? Oh, for whatever reason, I thought it was going to be a one-season thing. Okay, cool. I didn't realize that. That's good. Minato, I think there is going to be a lot of sequel trilogy or Rey trilogy or whatever, Rey movie. I don't know if it's going to be a trilogy or not. Tie-ins. I actually thought they were going in the direction of like explaining Palpatine's return and stuff like that, and they still could. In this show. But, I do think something like that. Maybe not the Rey movie, but there will be some kind of tie-in, And I wouldn't mind it. I would kind of like it. Because, with the original trilogy, you just jump in right with the Empire. It's already established. You got Darth Vader, you got the Emperor, blah blah blah. Nobody even questions how they came about. But Star Wars fans these days, the canon is there, the timeline is there, and Star Wars fans, good or bad, they're thirsty for explanations of how things come about. So I think it probably would be a good thing to kind of slightly introduce new threats, maybe in other, in shows and whatnot before they're seen in the movie. Not like outright, not, but tease it a little bit, Tease it a little bit. But, yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, Minato. Caleb, Oscar, and Mr. Nick, thank you guys so much. Caleb says, hey, Greedo, it's been a while since I've caught a live stream. Would you ever make a sequel to Sorry About the Mess? Love you, man. I've thought about that before. Not like an actual sequel, though. Another book that was even more. Oh, one sec.
I would want to see in the upcoming Rey movie is Kix, the last surviving Jango Fett clone in canon who appears in both TCW as a medic and sequel time material.
Mr. Nick, thank you so much, man. Give me one sec. Caleb, I've thought about it, but when I wrote that, I wrote it from like 2016 to 2019 when it came out. I had way more time on my hands. Oh, did I write it earlier than that? No, it was 2016 and 2019. My daughter was born in 2018, so I did the majority of the writing in 2016, 2017. And I just had way more time on my hands to write. Now, if I was to do another book, I would want it to be even more all over the place. Like I would still have chapters about certain things, you know, fandom, whatever. But then I would want chapters of like Star Wars trivia, like an entire chapter just devoted to like super difficult original trilogy trivia. And then I would want to do like a chapter of goofy, I don't know, maybe coloring book pages. So like the book would just be all over the place. Just completely random bullshit. And I think that people probably wouldn't like it, but I think that would be fun, you know? To me, at least, that would be fun. But, yeah, again, man, like, I started writing that thing when so I was using my GI Bill to go to college, and I took a bunch of classes over, I don't know, a period of a year. And every single class that I took, if I had 2 classes in one day, there was like a 4-hour block between those classes. And I would literally sit there on my laptop and write videos, but then I would write the book. So like, it was nice to have that block of time where that's all I did. And that's how the book came about. I do not have that luxury these days. So I think, I don't know if that will ever happen, but it'd be kind of cool to do. I think it'd be kind of cool to do. But again, I think I like the idea of it just being even more all over the place. But anyway, Caleb, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I like the concept too there, Caleb. I like it too. I've thought about that. I've thought about just doing a trivia book too. I think that'd be kind of fun. But, yeah. Anyway. Can you beat the HelloGreedo Star Wars trivia? I couldn't even do it. I'd have to look shit up. I'm not good at trivia. In general. Like, it can be a topic that I'm super versed in, like space exploration, you know, the Apollo program or something like that. Very knowledgeable in that stuff. And a question could come up that I know 100%. But if I'm put on the spot and, like, if we're at a bar at a trivia, you know, night, and a question comes up that I know, my brain doesn't work. I'd be the worst Jeopardy contestant on the planet. My brain does not work that fast to recall information. I gotta sit there with my hand on my chin and think about it, like the thinker statue. Oh. Gordo Cooper. Yeah, Gordo Cooper. Anyway. Oscar, thank you so much. And Mr. Nick, thank you as well. Oscar says, you know what I'd like for the Rey movie to recontextualize the Skywalker saga as the origin story of a new age in the galaxy, the Age of Skywalkers. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be a smart thing to do. Almost build it from the ground up. But obviously change a lot. I don't want a lot of the same echoes that we've, you know, heard before coming back. But yeah, I guess like I was thinking small scale in terms of like a Rey movie or trilogy. A threat, you know. But it could be deeper than that. It could kickstart. I like that. The Skywalker saga and the Age of Skywalkers. Like a whole new. This is that saga, and then there's a whole nother saga. You know, you have 1 through 9. That's the Skywalker saga, and then then the other 1 through 9 is the Age of Skywalkers. That's kind of a cool idea. Yeah. the Skywalker saga is done, and now we've moved into the Age of Skywalkers, or another title. Pick and choose. But that's a cool idea. I like that. Then you could have a blank slate, for the most part, to play around in, you know. Yeah, you're still held back by certain rules and things that happened in the past, and you want to be careful not to retread on things that have already been shown and happened. But it kind of wipes the slate clean, gives you a fresh start on what's possible. I think I dig that idea. I like that idea. I have no idea what they could do. That's why there's very creative people that make these things. But yeah, I dig that, Oscar. I appreciate that. Oh, maybe that's a good video topic. I should screenshot this and give you credit for the video. But anyway, Oscar, I appreciate that, man. Mr. Nick, thank you so much for the final super chat and channel support before I hop off here. Nick says the only where was it? The only clone I would want to see in the upcoming Rey movie is Kix, the last surviving Jango Fett clone in canon, who appears in both Clone Wars as a medic and sequel tie-in material. How old would he be? How old would he be? How much time would pass between... Who knows when they're doing the Rey movie? How much time passed between clones and... How much time passes in each Star Wars trilogy? So how old would he be? So in the prequels... Oh! Kix was cryogenically frozen. Was this in the Clone Wars? I don't remember that. Kix was cryogenically frozen during the Clone Wars and was thawed out before The Force Awakens. Really? I don't remember this. Dude, Nick, I don't remember. When was he, as you said, discovered in the sequel era? I'm gonna look. I'm on his Wikipedia page. So Clone Wars, Clone Wars, Clone Wars, Clone Wars, and then it happened off screen. So is it in a Crimson, Lost Treasure, Count Dooku, Tales of Villainy, Corsair, Crown Lords of Baron Rim, Flight of Falcon, Grand Theft Falcon. What the hell is that? Grand Theft Falcon. It was in a comic. Huh. Interesting. I don't remember this. I don't remember him being cryogenically frozen. I must have seen the episode. I watched all of Clone Wars. But damn, it's a blur. From a short ebook, Grand Theft Is that what it's from? I just saw Grand Theft Falcon. The Crimson Corsair and the Lost Treasure of Count Dooku. Huh. You said the cryogenic freezing happened off screen. Okay, yeah, so I'm not familiar with this at all. Interesting. That would, yeah, I mean, if he would appear in a Rey movie, that would be a big a very big Easter egg because most people would be like, what the hell? It's a short story. Too long. Kix was catching on to the inhibitor chips. Dooku wanted him captured to interrogate. Was frozen. Ship crashed with Kix on it, etc. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that, Nick, but it is interesting. I appreciate that. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna start a Google Doc right now. That's how I do my my writing. Ray movie. I do all my scripts in Google Docs so I can work on them on my computer, my laptop when I'm at work, that kind of stuff. But if he kept his accelerated age and was never frozen in stasis, Kix would be biologically 126 years old and chronologically 63 years old. All right. All right, guys, I got a jet. Thanks for hanging out. I don't know when I'm going to see you next time. I'm going to try to get a couple videos made and scheduled when we're out of town over the next week or so. We're only out of town from Friday to Monday, so I'm planning on doing some late night streams. I might do a late night stream tomorrow night. But yeah, you guys know how these things go. I don't plan nothing. But alright guys, I gotta get going, gotta head downstairs. Gonna watch something with the wife, crack open a beer, enjoy my 8 days off of work. But yeah. Alright, thanks for hanging out, man. And thanks for the kind words early on for those of you who know. If you follow me on Twitter, you know. But alright, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your morning, your afternoon, your evening, wherever you are on planet Earth. And I will catch you all on the flip side. See ya.